Hello, Revere, and welcome to the Revere Senior News Show of June 2019. I want to introduce my co-host, Steve Fielding, Director of the Revere Senior Center, who will bring you with some of the updates. So please, Steve, let's go.
Okay, I think, Morris, I want to just make sure we get the word out that we're having a Health Awareness Day in June at the Senior Center. And it's June 25th from 10 to 3 p.m. And we have a lot of vendors. We have the community police, we have the fire department, we have different medical and healthcare administrators, we have healthcare specialists, and a number of organizations. And we usually average about 65 to 100 people who attend. Many of them come to the Senior Center on a regular basis. So come down to the Senior Center at 25 Winthrop Avenue for the annual Health Awareness Day.
And the time? What's the time?
June 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, June 25th.
Yep.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
So I'm going to do a little bit of updates for the month of June.
Right.
We do have a wonderful Senior Center book club, and basically they get together and they discuss a book, and they read new ones and select them. The book club, you can just come to the Senior Center on Thursday, June 20th at 2:30. Librarian Janice Van Hoekelum from the Revere Library runs this group, and they have about 9 or 10 people. It's grown. It's a wonderful thing. We also have a special monthly luncheon, as you know. It's $5 for seniors. You have to call in advance. We have on June 27th a wonderful singer, Carol Lasseri. You probably remember her, Morris, because she does like Patsy Cline and some female singers that we all enjoy. I want to call attention to the blood pressure and consultation with Carol Donovan. If you got the newsletter, we had put June 6th and June 20th. Since then, there's been a change as a result of her schedule. So Carol will be at the Senior Center now on June 13th and June 27th from 11 to 12. And she does the blood pressure reads and individual consultation. Mary Marino, who is our hearing specialist, will be at the Senior Center on June 27th from 10 to 12. Our chair masseuse, Barbara McDonald, she'll be at the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center on 2 days, Monday, June 3rd, and Tuesday, June 4th. And then Dr. Kaplan, who is our podiatrist, he's at the Senior Center every first Wednesday of the month. This month, it's June 5th, Wednesday, June 5th. So the only other thing I want to make people aware of is that we have a SHINE counselor. SHINE means serving the health insurance needs of everyone. We have a wonderful SHINE counselor, Barry Olevsky, with many years' experience. She'll help you navigate through changes in your health care. If you're over 65, she'll explain Medicare, Medicaid, and all the supplements. So that's kind of like my quick update.
Right. I want to mention something. You were having something about a bag day. Is that what you were going to have?
Oh, yeah.
Could you expand on that?
Yeah, the Council on Elder Affairs,
Yes, right.
of which there are 14 members, including yourself. We're having a brown bag lunch and ice cream sundae on June 18th. Now, it's just a regular lunch, Morris. It's $1.50. Any senior can come, but you have to call up in advance and make a reservation for lunch. June 18th. It's only $1.50. It's the regular lunch menu, and I think that day I could tell you what we have. June 18th, I believe we are having ham and cheese sandwich with pickles, chips, and an ice cream sundae.
So you changed it from the filet mignon.
Well, we have close. We have smoked salmon, so that's pretty close.
That's on June 18th.
June 18th. So I asked seniors, if you are coming to that one, it's not a special lunch for $5. It's $1.50. Call up and give us your name so we know how much ice cream to buy.
Right. Most of the, as a matter of fact, all the lunches are $1.50 except the ones that we have with the entertainment.
Yeah, once a month, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So you had some key dates you wanted to mention, right?
Oh, mine are very brief because we have a few dates coming up in June, like we have Father's Day, and we have Flag Day, and we also have the 75th anniversary of D-Day. To all our veterans, I want to honor them from World War II, which I myself happen to be one. But I want to say all the veterans that are out there, we honor you. You are part of our greatest generation.
Well, since we have more time, I'm going to talk about something that we just had completed at the senior center, and that's the paving. New asphalt paving. We had everything graded, dug up and graded, and we had two toppings of asphalt, a binder, and a final paving. And we had it lined, and now the senior center won't be like a roller coaster ride when you're riding into the parking lot.
I got to ask you this question since I'm not familiar, because before it was zigzagging. How many cars can legally park there now?
Well, it's not a question of legally parking, how many can actually fit comfortably. And I would guess, I've counted 15.
That's good.
So, you know, we may have to adjust the striping that we do, but I think 15 comfortably. And then along the side of the building, we'd probably fit about 4 or 5 more. But we do have handicap spaces at the Sprague Street entrance of the municipal parking lot. There's 12 handicap spaces. That's very easy for people to walk over because it's only a block.
So actually you have 12 plus 15, that's 27.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No, it isn't. And, you know, while we have the time, I also want to make sure that people out there realize that we have had 2 drivers for our van. Our shuttles are working very well. We've increased ridership. And I want people to take advantage of our low-cost $1 shuttle.
Right. And I would like to say one thing. I want to say to our driver who came back, Jimmy Carlton, is thank you for coming back, Jimmy, because we loved you before. We love you even better now.
And I don't think people realize how many drivers we have. We have Sal Curiali, who's part-time.
Right.
We have Peter DiGiulio, who's part-time. And we have Jim Carlton, who's part-time. So
Right.
They do a great job. They navigate through all the traffic in the Revere and take people to their appointments.
Right. Now, I understand the drivers that you have to be able to get on the van yourself. Is that correct?
That's actually true. I just bought a very strong, what do they call it?
A lift
stool.
Oh.
So people can get up to the stairs a little bit easier. We do
Right.
have a lift, but by the requirements of the grant that we bought it with and by the ride, we have to only use that lift for a wheelchair,
Right,
which we can do.
And I have to say this, people that have sore legs or bare feet, that first step, if they're not parked to the curb or somewhere else, is a pretty steep.
Well, that's why I bought
stool,
you've heard of Gorilla Glue?
Yep.
Well, Gorilla makes a lot of products, and one of the things I just bought is a reinforced stool. It's heavy-duty plastic. It's wider. It holds up to 350 pounds.
Right.
So that should, and I did test it. I measured it before I bought it. So that should allow people to step up to the stool and they get onto that first step. And that's only with the 2018 van, the newer one. It's a little bit higher than the
Right.
normal.
The old van is no problem at all for
Yeah.
most people on there.
So I do want people to realize as well that we have a lot of health and exercise activities. I'm looking at the clock, so I just
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
kinda-
watching it too. No one's going to steal it.
No, no one's going to steal it.
Oh, I was going to ask you, tell us some of the new things you have coming up in the next 2 minutes.
Well, we have two extra classes on our health and exercise classes. We have a advanced core and balance exercise class, and that's not for the faint of heart. We also have an additional chair yoga class. Like I said, the book club is increasing in its participation, and it's a great thing. I try to bring in presentations like we've had Officer Salvati from the police department and Aaron O'Leary, who is from the fire department, talk about safety and scams and that kind of thing. We recently had a person from the Alzheimer's Association down at the senior center,
Yep.
and she spoke about that disease. We just recently had a Charlie card sign up at the senior center. We've had the Massachusetts Real ID sign up at the senior center. I'm trying to think of other things that we've had. Yes.
Before we close, Steve, I want you to repeat that awareness day, the date and time again, please.
All right, our 2019 Health Awareness Day is June 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We usually get about 100 people, and we also encourage people to come because there's a lot of raffles, there's a lot of information about their health insurance needs, financial needs, etc.
That's great. We have 2 great guests here who are from the Revere Police, Captain Amy O'Hara and Community Resource Officer Jerry Salvati, who will be speaking to you about the Senior Citizens Police Academy at the Rossetti Colwyn Senior Center at 25 Winthrop Avenue, Revere. So, Officer O'Hara, please, you do the introduction.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here today. And let me just tell you a little bit about what I do. I am the commander of the Community Service Division, and it's a newly created division by Chief Guido. In my role, well, one of my roles is to enhance the relationships between the citizens and law enforcement throughout the city of Revere, and we do that by engaging in various community service initiatives. So some of the things that we already have in place is that Officer Salvati has an elementary youth academy that he does in the school district. We have a youth academy that we launched last year, and we do have our regular Citizens Police Academy, which is a big commitment of 10 weeks long. The idea of a senior citizen police academy came up because we thought we already had great relationships in place with Steve Fielding at the Revere Senior Center, and we had a place where we could go to make it convenient to go and talk to our seniors and talk about issues that are important to them. So we have 4 different segments that we're going to be coming in talking about, all taught by Revere police officers. One, to build those relationships and trust, and just talk about the various roles that police officers have in the community.
I also think that, you know, seniors are really excited about this. We've been promoting it for a while, and there's almost 4 consecutive Thursdays plus graduation at the senior center. And a lot of what they're excited about is, what are we going to learn? You know, are we going to learn how they go out in the streets and they do the radar gun? Are we going to learn how they do tactical work? Are we going to learn how they use the canine officer? So those are the kind of things that, in general, you would probably talk about, right?
Right. They're going to get a glimpse in the inside work of a police department, but it's also going to be fun because they're going to get to see the special units, what we do. For instance, the canine unit, what a crisis negotiator would do, and we'll also talk about maybe criminal investigation. So they're going to have an inside look into an area that most people don't see, but it's our goal to get out there and talk to our community about.
Right, are you also going to be talking about like the scams that they do on senior citizens?
Yes. So Officer Salvati is actually a crime prevention specialist.
Oh,
so
great.
he's going to talk about topics that we're going to focus on topics that are going to help our seniors. So that would be personal safety and crime prevention techniques and just identity, things that will be very helpful to them.
And the nice thing is, Officer Salvati and retired Officer Bojoli,
Yes.
Carl Bojoli, have been to the senior center on numerous occasions to talk about the kinds of things that you just asked, Morris. And they've also participated in the health awareness days that we have at the senior center, one of which is coming up on June 25th.
Right.
So,
And Steve, we want to thank you very much for helping us through this. It's really important for the seniors to get these tips. We want to make sure they can learn how to stay safe. As you can see, we have all this pamphlets that we'll be giving out to them at the academy, Captain. We're going to give all these out
Yep.
to the thing. And this is all great stuff just to go over to them, to show them things they may not have forgot, just simple little things. So this is going to be really, really important. We're going to go over all this stuff at the academy. Morris, you attended the academy a long time ago, right?
Right, I got to tell you, it was great, Jerry. You were the officer there at the time. We were many, many years ago. Yep.
Right.
And did you enjoy it?
I loved it, and it helped out. Not only helped us, it helped clean up my street with the drug problem we had.
Yeah.
so is this, I know this is an outgrowth, the senior one is an outgrowth of the Citizens Academy. Is that a nationwide program, or is it just exclusively Revere?
Well, the Citizens Police Academy?
Yes.
Well, you'll have law enforcement agencies throughout the country having Citizens Police Academies. So it's not just Revere. It's really what a law enforcement agency should do. And it's really important for a couple of reasons. One is to build that trust and relationships with our community. So number one, we can share information because people have information on things that are happening in the community.
Yep.
And then on the other side is if they have issues they want to come to us on and we can offer resources or work together on ongoing issue in their neighborhood, that's really the dual purpose of a Citizens Police Academy.
So the substation that you work out of, Jerry, is the Community Service Division.
Yes, Steve.
How has that progressed as far as the interaction between the citizens and the
Oh, I think
police?
it's fantastic. I mean, myself and Lieutenant Bajol retired with Carl. We get people in and out of the office just for simple things, fingerprints, questions on accidents, whatever it might be. They feel they can come in there and talk in confidence They could talk to us. That's what it's all about, Steve. Like I said, like I talk to you all the time, is we want to be out there for the people. We want to help them. That's our job. We took this job, Captain O'Hara, myself, and all the police. We're here to help people. That's what we strive to do. And the Revere Police, we do a lot to help the people as much as we can. And that office there is fantastic because it's a place they don't have to go down to the main station and come right there and talk to us. We get repeat customers all the time.
The officers that will be coming to the Senior Citizen Academy, have they been trained in how to present certain subject matters, or is it just something naturally they do?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because when our own police officers teach at our, not just the Senior Citizen Police Academy, but our Youth Academy and the Citizens Police Academy. And that's important because you're getting to meet the officers that are out in the street. So the officers that come in here have expertise and knowledge in what they're coming in on. So if we have somebody from the K-9 unit, they're going to be able to answer all the questions. I'll come in and talk about our role in community services. Officer Salvati will talk about what he mentioned here. And then some of those specialized units like crisis negotiators working hand in hand with a stop team, explaining to them what that entails and what it is like.
Excuse me, Steve. Captain O'Hara, is there going to be any age limit because this is going to be strictly for senior citizens or for the community as a whole?
Right. Well, I think, we already have a class that's full for the end of June. We're going to start our first academy. And I'd like to say this is probably our first ever senior citizen academy that we're launching. So we anticipate future classes. And if anybody's interested, they can reach out to Steve at the Revere Senior Center for future classes to get involved.
Right. Steve, before you give him the telephone number, is there an age limit on the people? I mean, when you say senior citizen, because some of them say 60, some 55.
Well, we decided on 60, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 60 and up.
Yeah.
That's our standard criteria for coming to the Senior Center,
Right.
and that's actually based on the grants that we get, Morris.
Right.
So you have to be 60 plus.
Plus, okay.
I know, like at ARLP, it's 55 plus.
Right, if they wanted to reach out to you, they would have to call the number, which is
781-286-8156. You can ask for me, or you can even let one of the women in the office who work in the administration office know that you would be interested in a future class. And I have to say, you have to be committed to the 4 weeks plus the graduation.
Right.
There's a lot of time commitment by the Revere Police,
Yes.
and we don't want people to say they'll be there and then they not show up.
Right. And I do think that graduates of our Citizens Police Academy and future graduates of this academy, they really leave with a bunch of a wealth of information, and they really do enjoy it. We always get great feedback.
I can picture somebody like Roseanne Colonino trying on one of those suits that they use to barge through the doors and stuff.
Right. Right.
She'll get a kick out of that when she watches this show.
right. Now, this is in general, we're talking strictly seniors here.
Yeah.
They also, if seniors have a problem, they would usually call 911.
Yeah.
What is that 313 number, which a lot of people ask that they can call?
Well, 311 comes up through the city, through the mayor's office has that 311 line.
Right.
That's a general information line, but we do work in collaboration with them because there are some issues, maybe not emergencies, that go through 311 that we assist on. For emergencies, they should also go through us at 911.
Right, now Jerry, I got to ask you a question, if I may. You were my teacher at the police academy.
Yeah.
Tell us exactly what you gave us there, because you gave us some great things.
Well, it's all that we've been talking about here, about the safety, the scams,
Right.
all the stuff, identity theft. I mean, back then was a little bit different than now. We actually have a lot more to teach now than we did back then, but you were a great student,
I know.
right? And you're a veteran. We thank you for your service.
Thank you. The second best soldier in World War II, by the way. I want that on record. Okay? Beside Artie Murphy. But I really enjoyed the academy. It was, great. Like I said before, it wiped out the drug problem we had on Standish Road. And I mean a drug problem. Not one house, not two houses, 5 houses.
Well, that's what it's all about. It's about building those relationships with our community at large and being able to share information, talk about ongoing problems. That's really one of the reasons why we go out and engage and do different programs like this.
Yes, one thing I learned from Jerry was that if you see a lot of traffic coming to a certain place and they're only there for a few minutes, and away they go, and away they go, and away they go, you know there's something going on over there, and we
Right.
did, and that's how we cleaned
Right.
up a lot of the things on
Thank you, Will.
Sanders Road.
Well, like I said, we love working with people like yourself, and we can't thank Steve enough for all
Yes,
the
thank you,
great
Stephen.
service
Thank
he
you.
does down the Rossetti Center. Steve has been very kind to us, very excellent partnership with us. With Captain O'Hara, he's just
It was very easy for this to get off
Very-
the ground because of the relationship that we
it's
have in
good.
place, so
Right,
thank you.
I hope my memory is still good, but there was one officer there by the name of Chan, if my...
John Chan. Yeah, good guy.
Is he still with the police?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is.
Yeah.
If he's out there, thank him from the people.
Good
I
man.
will, I will.
So
Did a great job.
My
Yeah.
question is, a lot of times people encounter a policeman or a policewoman, while they're driving, they slow down because they see him there,
Right,
or
right.
and they don't see the person themselves. They see a
Exactly.
uniform, or they see them in action, giving somebody a ticket, or telling them to stop, or whatever it might be.
Right.
The academy is good because they'll get to know them as people.
Yes,
And like you said, there's a good you want to build that community relationship.
Right.
Police officers as individuals talking one-on-one or one and, with
Right.
20 of them at a time.
Right.
So it makes it worthwhile to do this.
right.
I have to tell you, the police cannot do their work without the citizens, and we citizens
right.
can certainly not be at ease without you people. It is
That's
you who
correct.
protect us really from the anarchy, from the theft, from everything
Right.
else.
I mean, generally, police departments are here for the community safety.
Right.
That's for certain. But it's also important to get out and engage with the community, not just with programs like this, but it's our goal and the chief's mission that officers are out of their cruiser and they're on the walking route, they're on the mountain bikes, especially in the summer months, and they're getting out and engaging with the community in non-enforcement activities, which means they're just going up to talk to people, and that's how it all starts, building those relationships.
Right, they consider the veterans great veterans, but I consider the police great veterans of the community.
Thank you.
And the fire department as well.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Oh, and I do have to say, the fire department many, many years ago saved my house from being burnt to
Yeah.
the ground.
Right.
I think most of your police officers, are people who were in some kind of engagement. They are veterans, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
like
they
Carl,
do,
Carl,
yeah.
Carl's a Purple Heart recipient.
Right.
Yep.
We do have many veterans on the job.
Oh, I know that,
Yes, we
but
do.
I mean, even if there wasn't any veterans on the police force,
Right.
you are still the greatest community veterans in the
Yes.
country.
No, thank you very much.
Well, I have to tell you, when I'm riding down and I see these guys or women, I says, oh my God, I must be getting old, because they look so young. They look
Right.
like they're
I
in
feel
high
the-
school.
Well, I feel the same way because I've been on for 25 years now.
That long?
And
Wow.
I'm old enough to be some of the officers' mother, so I understand the feeling. But yeah,
It's-
it's been a long time now.
Yep. How long have you been in this?
I've been almost as long as her. She's been
Really?
1 year longer. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You've been on it, no, it's more than 20 years. Because
Oh yeah, almost 25.
Yeah,
Yeah, close to
25
25.
years.
You're up to 26.
Yeah.
But Steve, what I like about this program, I'm really looking forward to it. As Captain O'Hara, my boss, we are looking forward to this because I think this is going to be a great opportunity for the seniors. They never had this before.
No,
So-
yeah, and it's a way to inform, educate, and communicate with the people in our community, whether it's this academy or the others, or just in general. That is the mission,
Right.
one of the goals of the department.
I have to say this, Captain, when I was with Jerry in school taking the lessons, things were a little different now because we had scam sense, but not as many as we have now with the
Oh, the internet. Oh yeah.
Right.
Once people, and I mean, people learn to do the computer, that
Right.
they get
Right.
you want $1 million, send us 5,000 and
Right.
you're good. And I got
Yeah.
a call about a month ago, and I gave it to one of the gentlemen. They're from Nashville, Tennessee, that my Social Security is going to be held up because there's a problem with it. But for a few dollars, they will solve my problem.
Yeah, no.
And I
No.
turned it over, I'll tell you who, to Rick, who turned it over to the office in Boston, to
Yep.
Rosalie.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention her last name.
Right.
My
Yeah,
representative.
right.
And I'm sure they'll handle it.
Oh, yes.
And you know what? And I checked the phone number because they gave me a phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you call back, the phone is out of service.
Right.
This one was from Nashville, Tennessee. When I spoke to them, I says, what is it you want to know about my Social Security? We'd like to have your whole number because we only get part of it. I
Never.
says, could you read me part of my number because I want to make sure it's me.
Right. Well,
And then before he hung up, there was a little word he said there that I won't mention on the air. Then I hung up on him.
right. Well, I think, like Officer Salvati will talk to the academy when it's too good to be true. You should put that should put the red flag up. And if you
Absolutely.
have any questions, if you're in doubt, call us and we'll get you through the process and let you know, listen, this is a scam. You don't even have to call back, and we'll educate you on what you could do.
Right. Do the Revere police have a number that you can call if there is a scam that you can notify them?
You know what? If you're getting a call that you're unsure of, yes, you give us a call and we'll yes,
Yeah.
we'll give you the resources and talk to you. If we have to dispatch an officer, we will. But the main goal is when it's too good to be true, the red flag should go up, and we'll help you whether it's something true or not.
Right, they have to scam about your grandchild being held hostage
That's right.
or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
Or your social security is not
Exactly.
correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So these are things that Officer Salvati will talk about at the academy. There's a whole segment on it, and it's also good because he's going to tell you contact numbers and who you can call if that situation were to arise, and it will just be an open forum for questions as well.
Okay, so I think that wraps it up, Morris. I think we're out of time, but I do want to thank, the
Right.
officers, both of you,
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you.
And helping promote the Senior Citizen Academy. I know it's going to be a success, that's
Oh,
for sure.
we're looking forward to it. So
Looking
thank you
forward to
very
it.
much.
Thank you, Steve, for all the
And
great
thank
work
you
you do.
for,
Thank you,
working with
Morris,
us.
for all
Thank
the
you
work
for
you
coming,
do.
Jerry.
Always
Thank you
great.
for coming,
Thank you,
Captain
Morris.
O'Hara.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Steve.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you both.
Thanks,
And
Steve.
God bless our great country, the United States of America. And
Thanks,
thank you.
Morris. Okay.
Awesome.